Hello, once again, ladies and gentle cars. Welcome back. Have I got a treat? Oh no, my camera. Okay, have I got a treat for you today? It's gonna be a leg day. I think. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. 99% confidence interval on that one. Yeah, leg day. And today, I am. Oh, subscribe, please. But today, I am rocking. I was really sleepy. I got up at 6 and went to a conference meeting thing about. It was called Crucial Conversations. It was like a continuing education leadership development manager class type thing. And it wasn't actually bad. Like, that sounds like it's going to be like horrendously boring. But it wasn't. It was actually quite interesting, and I didn't mind it. In fact, there was a lot of good info on that John, and it was I learned a surprising amount. Anyway, so you want to buy a Ford Ranger, right? Because I know everybody out there watching this does, and if you don't, then you're either homosexual. Now, let's be honest, the gays love these things, you know? So you're just a loser, basically. Or if you're a Chevy guy, in which case I understand. But I would drive a Chevy if it was the right Chevy, you know? So be more open-minded, all right? Anyway, so you want to buy a Ford Ranger, okay? Well, let me lay it down for you. You know, this isn't about, like, speed. It's about drive. It's about power. No, this is, like, for me, I got a bum root beer energy, a little birthday gift from Cody, so I'm gonna try that out. He says it's gas. We'll see. So there's three distinct generations of Ford Ranger. The F-150 and F-250 Ranger and F-100 Rangers don't technically count because that was a trim package. We're talking about the Ford Ranger compact pickup sold in the North American market and some overseas markets. Anyway, there's three distinct generations. You have, I believe, it started in 80 something. I want to say 82, and that one ran until 92. That's the first gen. Second gen is 93 to 97. Third gen is 98 to 11. Okay. The second and third gen information is mostly similar, but let's begin with the first gen, which is the square body, the OBS. Okay. That came in a single cab and an extended cab format. You could get a single cab with a 7-foot bed. You could get a single cab with a short bed, I believe, on some years, and a standard. And the extended cab came either short or 6 foot. You couldn't get an extended bed. Now, motor and transmission options. So I don't care about automatics, personally. They're all the same, and it's a Ford automatic, so it's a piece of crap. The only good autos ever put out were by Chevy and Dodge. Dodge made some really good automatics, actually. But anyway, so I only care about the manuals. And there were two. There you could get. I think the original was called the T5, and there was also M5OD. They're basically the same. Don't worry about it. With first gens, there's also only, if you have four-wheel drive, you can get it with electronically or vacuum activated hubs or manual, like the lever on the floor. You want the manual one because the electronic or vacuum ones can and will fail. In the early four-wheel drives, you had a four something, I forget what it's called. Four journal is what it's called, four journal locking, which is like weaker than it, but you're not going to be, pulling anything crazy heavy, so it'll work for you. Now for motors, first gen had the largest variation in the amount of motor in what motors you could get. You had early from like 82 to 85 was the 2.9 liter V6. Oh, also, here's a pro tip. If you want to drive a Ranger, you're not going to be fast, okay? They're all slow. All of them are slow. The most powerful Ranger they ever made had like 190 horse. So just get that out of your head. But anyway, There's the 2.9 liter V6, which in the first gens is it's probably the best option for reliability. It's cast iron block, cast iron head, push rod, and the timing is gear driven, like the 300 straight six, which means it's invincible. Okay, those are the only thing is they have a problem with overheating, so just get an electric fan and an aluminum radiator. Bob's your uncle. Okay. Second best option is gonna be any of the Lima series, so the 2.3 or the 2.5. 2.3 is better for longevity because the 2.5 is just a stroked out 2.3. So the cylinder the cylinder walls are going to be a little bit thinner, but those are great. They're cast iron, push rods, but they are belt timed. However, it's a non-interference motor, so if the belt snaps, all you got to do is throw a new belt on, a new tensioner, maybe a new water pump. I don't remember if those are belt driven or timing belt driven in those, but you're good to go. Okay. You can also turbo the shit out of those and get like 300 horse if you're like crazy, because they like boost. And then you have the 2.8 V6, which is like not great. It's fine. They're not as bulletproof, but they're still like 150, 250,000 mile motors, but they get hot. So in the 80s, Ford was like, oh, we want to maximize fuel economy. A hotter engine means a cleaner burn, means more miles to the gallon, more fuel efficiency. Technically, yes, that is technically correct. However, they don't like hot, okay? You'll blow a head gasket or you'll crack the head. So if you get a 2.8 liter V6, don't fear, don't fret, just put a secondary electric cooling fan, leave the clutch fan on, and get a big radiator, either like an eBay aluminum one or 3-bay, or pull one from a later Explorer or Ranger with the 4.0. That's a big radiator. Just keep them cold and change the oil, and they'll treat you well. I think that's all the motors they had for the first gen. Moving into the second and third gen, there's a lot of overlap here. So early second gen Rangers had, I think actually maybe all second gen Rangers. You could get the 2.3, the 2.5, and then they dropped the 2.9 at this point in favor of the 3.0 Vulcan, which is a tough motor. It's fine, nothing crazy to write home about. And they also switched to a 6-journal transfer case. That's a bit stronger. But really, you can't go wrong with any of the motors there. The Lima's the best. It's the best. And the second gen Ranger, it doesn't have that classic OBS look, but it is the best of the three, in my opinion. It has the strongest frame. It has enough creature comforts. Like there's electronic fuel injection. It has R134 AC, so you can actually repair it at home. Radio, they're just nice. And they're the most reliable is the other thing. So, if you want a Ranger and you don't care about what it looks like, get a second gen, so 93 through 97. 97 is, by most accounts, the best year to get because it has everything of the good and none of the bad that comes with the new. So there's no emissions yet, besides a cat. There's no EGR. There's no exhaust spark, whatever it's called. 97s are awesome. Anyway, and they also added the 4.0 single overhead cam, which is fine. It's a good motor, cast iron construction, push rods, single timing chain, non-interference motor, okay? And they're relatively powerful for a Ranger, right? It's got to be the most power you can get out of a Ranger. Moving into the third gen, which is what I have, you have the option, I think from 98 to 2000 or 2000, around the 2000s, they transitioned from the 2.3 Lima to the 2.3 Duratec, which is what I have. It's a Mazda built motor, and they're great. They're timing chain driven instead of timing belt, which is a step up over the Lima. However, it's a cast iron block with an aluminum head, so if you overheat it, you're in big trouble. But they run cold. Like, I have never gotten this thing, the needle has never even gotten halfway up on the temperature. Like, I'm running, like, even when it's fully heated up, like 185 ish. So they don't get too hot, so I wouldn't worry about it. Just keep the oil changed in them, and they do tend to burn seals eventually. Like, mine burns oil because the valve seals at the spark plugs are kind of shot, so they burn a little bit of oil, but it's not enough to really fret about. It's like 1 quart for every 5,000 miles, so whatever. These will go for, you know, a very long time if you take care of it. And then they also added the 4.0 dual overhead cam, which is the 4.0 Cologne, as it's also known as, which is like one of the crappiest motors Ford ever put out. It was a huge mistake. It doesn't have a camshaft, it has a jack shaft. Or it doesn't have a crank, it has a jack shaft. And for that jack shaft, you have 3 timing chains, all of which are on the rear of the engine, so it's not serviceable. And that is an interference motor. It's just so poorly designed. Put out a lot of power, it punched above its weight, but it's a poorly designed motor. It's stupid. It's a bad motor. Avoid the 4.0 DOHC at all costs, unless you're just planning to, like, V8 swap it or something, or drop another motor in. They're crap, okay? Don't do it. So, in terms of the hierarchy of motors in the Ford Ranger, you have at the top, probably tied, is the early 2.8 liter V6 with the gear driven timing, and tied with that is the Lima series, the 2.3 and the 2.5 for longevity, and they're unstoppable. Okay, one step down you have the 2.3 Duratec that I have. Below that is probably the 3.0, and slightly below that, like third and a half place, is going to be the 2.9 that they have. And then, Lima, then 4.0 SOHC, then the Vulcan. Vulcan and the 2.9 are about tied. Then you have the, at the bottom, like the dog shit avoid bottom chasm of hell tier, is the 4.0 Cologne DOHC. So yeah, that should answer all your questions about a Ranger. Don't even bother getting an automatic. That's all I have to say. Almost all of them are M5 ODs, so don't have to worry about that. And pretty much every part is interchangeable between all the generations. So there you go. Mechanical part, I should say. A lot of the electronics and stuff, whatever. But anyway, that should answer your questions about the Ford Ranger, which you were certainly asking. Let's get into some legs. Okay. First set of hack squat here. It's 4 plates and a 25, which I've already done, so I'm going to put an additional 2.5 on there, which will give us 415 pounds. So this is going to suck, but we're going to do it anyway. Here we go. Hopefully I don't tear both of my quads and blow out my ACL, MCL, and meniscus in both legs at the same time. Dislocate my hip. That would be unfortunate. Okay. Give me 1 second. I put on one of my socks inside out this morning. I didn't notice till just now, and it's like making me mad, but I want to flip my sock inside out, you know what I mean? Both. Alright. Oh, let's see how it feels. Oh, that's easy. This is light. This is easy. Okay. We're off to a start. Shoot, here we go. Might be too heavy. I haven't done this in a while. This is probably a bad idea. I'm taking too long. Come on. Quit being a bitch. Okay. I think that's the heaviest I've ever done. It's like 55 pounds over what I did last time. Okay. I had dropped it down to 4 plates because I was mistaken. I've done 410 on that machine, not on the hack squat. So that was a casual 55-pound PR for 10 reps, which means I can do it, right? But it sucked. So I'm going to just go a bit lighter here. Took the extra 40 pounds off each side. So a calm, chill 360, and we'll just get it. This should feel like air after that last set. My legs are looking beefy though. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah. Something's wrong with my feet adjustment. That didn't feel right. I may only be doing 2 sets today. Damn it. Come on. One more. Come on. Oh, jeez. We got RDLs. I go late on RDLs because I'm kind of a bitch, and my hamstrings aren't really very good. They used to be stronger, but I blew out a tendon in this knee, and I've always either been afraid. I just never have been as strong since. So, anyway, we're just gonna do this till my back hurts, basically. Whoops. Oh, I think I peed a little bit on that last one. All right, I think we hit this, and then either stendos or curls. I mean, we do both, but I don't know in what order. All right, here we go. Okay. I need to rest my hands for a second. Ouch. I'm getting like, I bruised this joint or got arthritis or something, but this finger, this right ring finger here, has been throbbing. I can't like bend it all the way. So, I don't know what I did. Quick little rest pause, no biggie. Okay, all right, you know what? That's what I got. Okay. All right. Leg extensions. Calls for 25, so let's be honest, more or less AMRAP. I'm gonna hit this. I'll superset with the leg curl, but I'm gonna get like 6 reps on the leg curl. I've toasted my hammies. So. this already hurts. Rest pause. We're not done. Rest pause. Rest pause. A little blood flow. That's all. Slow blood flow. Slow blood flow. That's all we need. Slow blood flow. Slow blood flow. Oh, that's it. That's all I got. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm already in like just, my hands are just trashed. There we go. Oh, okay, they are trash, dude. Dude, my hamstrings are freaking cut. I think I'm done, boys. I got nothing left. Alright, I'm not gonna lie to you, boys and gals. I am paralyzed. It's not the sorest I've been on leg day, but I'm in a lot of pain. I think I just overdid it on that first set of hack, and I'm crushed afterwards. Alright. Oh, goodness. Let's take a good gander at these puppies. Wow. That's pretty freaking gnarly if I do say so myself. Oh my goodness. 224 pounds of just mass. 224, by the way. But that was before I took a giant dump, so it's probably like 221. Alright, hit a little thigh abdominal for you guys. Can I hit a vacuum at this weight? I sure can. Let's see if I can get some hamstring action without cramping. Ow. Alright. That'll about do it. Oh, goodness. Oh, I'm tight. But yeah, there's some ham hocks for you. Alright, I am cramping so bad. I've got stuff to do. I will see you folks in the next one. Oh, it's my dog's 8th birthday tomorrow, so by the time you're seeing this, probably today. Everybody comment, happy birthday, dude. He's 8 years old. Cheers.